Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Corporate Killjoy, and I have a special guest today. My little brother is here, and we're gonna start doing videos together. He's known as the Wiser Ass Asian.
What's going on, everybody?
So today, for those of you who don't know, we're a big fan of Death Battle. Ever since the debate of Goku versus Superman came out between us, and we didn't even know Death Battle existed, and this video was out there. So we've been watching it ever since. And a couple years back when they did RoboCop versus Terminator, he and I went at it for like 3 months before the video was even released.
Yeah, that was a big debate.
Yeah, we all know who came on top of that one.
Yeah.
Alright, so this next battle is Zoro from One Piece versus Erza Scarlet from Fairy Tail. Now, I've never watched Fairy Tail. I have watched One Piece, just not in its full entirety. However, this guy...
Yeah, I watched Fairy Tail for a while. I like her as she's like the ultimate badass female character. But I'm curious about the guy from Zoro because he's a badass male character.
Yeah, so there's a lot of debate going on, and you know, like I said, I didn't watch One Piece in its entirety, so I don't know what to expect from Zoro or from Erza either. So let's get started with this because I am super excited. Are you super excited?
Yes, I am.
Okay, let's get ready.
Oh, that's some spicy shit.
Careful.
Past, present, or future, one kind of fighter has stood the test of time.
Swordsman.
The swordsman.
Yep.
And today's combatants are two of the most skilled
They should
warriors
get
to
Satoichi
ever
in one.
wield a blade.
Roronoa Zoro, the feared swordsman of the Straw Hat Pirates.
And Erza Scarlet,
Pretty
the
high,
battle
yeah.
mage of the Fairy Tail Guild.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
It's 8-bit.
No, it's
Don't worry, it'll still be good.
As a child, Roronoa Zoro dreamed of becoming the greatest swordsman in
And a big
the
ass
world.
head.
But he didn't just enroll at a dojo. He showed up, challenged everyone, and then just
It's
sort
like
of
Zack
stuck
at a
around.
bar.
Dojo training
That's our other
sharpened
brother.
his natural talent with a sword, but there was one person he could never quite manage to beat. His sensei's daughter, Kuina.
Oh, okay.
They dueled a lot, and Kuina won every single matchup. All 2001 of them.
Damn, you think you would have got at least one in?
Despite the constant defeat, Kuina and Zoro were very close friends. Together, they promised that someday one of them would become the world's best swordsman.
And then
Yeah.
she fell down some stairs and died. Which just seems like an unacceptable way for a master swordsman to bite the dust.
Does thin out the competition for world's best
Savage
swordsman,
as
though.
fuck.
True. I mean, that's how I became the world's best shotgun woodcarver.
After Kuina's death, Zoro inherited her sword. and
Wow,
used it
he's
to
worth
hone
that
his skills
much?
Even further, eventually leaving the dojo in
of
search
money.
of the current title holder of world's greatest swordsman, Dracule Mihawk.
But he immediately got himself lost. With nothing better to do, he became a bounty hunter and wandered around the ocean until he ran into a weird, stretchy pirate kid.
You mean Monkey D.
Don't people
Luffy,
get the man in
who brought
Monkey
Zoro onto
fights,
his crew of
Naruto.
Straw Hat Pirates.
Actually worked out pretty well since Luffy was already looking to hire him anyway. Turns out Zoro has quite a reputation.
At this
Being a
point, he was
badass.
already a master swordsman, and after finding and training under Mihawk, his swordsmanship became legendary.
He created his own fighting style, Santoryu, also called three-sword style, because he uses 3 swords, one in each hand and one in his frickin' mouth.
Which in reality
That doesn't
not
seem
make
very
sense.
safe.
Oh, shut up, Wiz. Badasses don't care about safety.
Regardless, with the three-sword style, Zoro can perform several unique attacks, including the Onigiri, where he strikes with all 3 blades at once.
Or the Tatsumaki, where he makes a tornado dragon.
By swinging his swords a certain way, he can fire compressed air projectiles toward an opponent, like with his deadliest technique, the 1080-pound cannon. And last but not least, he knows the Kyutoryu 9-sword
Whoa.
style.
Yeah.
Wait, did he just grow 4 more arms and 2 more heads? How the hell did he do that?
It's just an illusion, but it still somehow has physical presence.
He's like a human slap chop.
That's one way to put it. In addition to his skills with a blade, Zoro is able to use Haki, a mysterious power
Haki?
that every living being possesses, but only a select few have learned how to use.
Hockey, much like
Oh,
Neapolitan
no,
ice
that's the
cream,
name of the
comes
stuff. I
in
thought they
3
meant, like,
flavors,
ice hockey.
and Zoro only has access to chocolate and vanilla.
Chocolate. What? I don't even. Well, one of those
Gotta have strawberry.
flavors is observation hockey.
That's vanilla.
Of course. Which in some ways is similar to Spider-Man's Spidey sense. Zoro can sense the location of other people, even if they're invisible or far away,
Whoa,
and
that's
can
right.
also predict most opponents' attacks.
Then chocolate.
Oh, and he did
Everyone's
that with one
favorite
eye.
hockey flavor is armament hockey. This lets him form an invisible armor around himself
Okay, I didn't
as
know this
protection,
about him.
or harden his swords to make his strikes cut through almost anything.
Shit.
With both hockey,
So he's like a
Zoro has
Jedi.
been a real
Pretty
asset
much.
to the Straw Hat
Is
Pirates.
that a giraffe?
They've
Yes,
traveled
it
the
is.
world and had a lot of
What
weird
the
adventures.
hell?
Like that time, Zoro fought a literal living mountain man named Pika and sliced him clean in half.
A strike so powerful it didn't just cut through Pika, it sent his top half flying upward. Considering Pika's enormous size and approximate mass, this strike had to have been more powerful than the first ever deployed hydrogen bomb, the 11 megaton Castle Romeo.
Oh, it moves.
Also,
He moves over
Zoro's
9,000
pretty damn fast.
miles
One
per
time
hour.
he moved so quickly he seemed invisible to a room full of highly trained assassins. And when the odds are against him, he'll keep pushing himself, even past the point of bleeding out.
Thus, he's powered through some incredibly intense pain, such as...
Wow.
Holy
Damn.
shit! How the hell is he still standing after that?
That's a good question. After a battle with Kuma, a bear man because this is One Piece, Zoro took on not only his own pain from near death, but also Luffy's, despite being told that doing so would surely kill him. But it just didn't.
And he doesn't even brag about it. What a badass.
Zoro is definitely the stoic badass type, but he can't do everything.
Here we go.
He's a
The
sword
downfall.
fighter above all, and prefers to fight up close and personal.
He also has the world's shittiest sense of direction. He gets lost without someone there literally reading the map for him, and could never survive on his own without his friends.
You might think Zoro would be more of a lone wolf type of guy, but no. Much like how Kuina's death spurred him on to become a great swordsman, it's his friends who keep him fighting.
That's
I
like a
set
cliche
sail for
trope
only
in
one
anime.
reason.
It's like the power of
Yeah.
friendship.
And what is your goal? To beat you.
Tenacity.
Erza Scarlet grew up in a small rural town called Rosemary Village. It was
Has,
pretty
Jessica
picturesque
Negri ever
as far as
cosplayed her?
childhoods go.
I do
Hold
not
on, Wiz,
know.
I'm getting
I know
a
she's cosplayed a
premonition.
lot, but
Despite
her,
everything seeming
probably,
perfect,
knowing her.
something terrible happens.
A murderous cult attacked, destroyed the city, and enslaved the children to build a tower to resurrect their evil overlord.
It's like an episode of South Park.
Young Erza was tortured, and while she may have lost an eye in the process, she also gained a friend, Jalal Fernandez. He actually gave Erza her last name, Scarlet, after her red hair.
She and her buddies swore they'd escape, so Erza ended up staging a revolt and saved the other slaves thanks to discovering her
Bunch of
latent
children
magical
warriors.
powers.
Unfortunately, not everyone made it out.
Turns out Jalal got possessed by some spirit that made him a huge dick, and she had to go without him.
Fine, if you want to leave so badly, then I'm not going to stop you. But you'll have to go alone.
After that nightmare, Erza swore to dedicate her life to helping and protecting the innocent, and so joined
That's
the
class.
Fairy Tale Magicians Guild. Luckily for them, she possessed a great skill set for a mage.
Her main thing is requip magic, which is basically like having an armory with you at all times, without having to lug it around.
Requip magic allows Erza to summon her vast array of weapons and armor at
Isn't
will,
there another-
meaning
Oh, what?
she can use
She's like
multiple
Deadpool.
combinations of swords.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but isn't there like
and
another anime
all in
character who
one
can do
fight
something
without
like that?
ever really slowing down.
Damn, that'd
exists
be
somewhere.
useful for all my
Somewhere.
weapons. How many's she packing?
She's rumored to have access to as many as 100 sets of armor and 200 weapons.
Yes.
Wow.
Nice. As far as
Flash.
armor goes, her go-to is the standard hard.
Alright, so-
But there's also the Heaven's
Oh,
Wheel
wow.
armor, where she can send swords flying at people. The
like Final
spiky
Fantasy
defensive
15.
adamantine armor, and the Black Wing and Flame Empress armor, which have wings for flying.
Don't forget her giant armor, which she uses with a lance, purgatory armor, which has a lot of spikes, and seduction armor?
Yes.
I'm not really sure.
That's a
what
real
purpose
armor in
this
the show?
serves.
Yes.
Probably to make
Shit, I'm gonna
enemies
start watching
terribly
Fairy Tail.
aroused. Ever tried to fight with an erection, Wiz? Believe me, it's not easy.
Right. Well, Erza claims her most powerful armor is the Armadura Fairy Armor, which is very pink.
These are fancy and all,
So she's
but
like a
sometimes
medieval
she doesn't
Iron
even
Man when you
bother
think
suiting
about it.
up.
Yeah,
If
pretty
her
much.
back's against the wall, Erza equips her clear heart clothing. This enhances her speed and attack over defense, and channels all her magical energy into her katanas for a decisive blow.
She can charge magic through her swords to perform all sorts of magical attacks, even
I
mixing
see how
matching
this is gonna
weapons and
go.
armors
She's
to
gonna go
better
through the
her chances
armor,
to fight.
Zoro's gonna cut through it, and
She's
it's gonna
also
come down
just
to the skin
really
armor.
good at
Yeah.
sword fighting. Actually, she's really good with a lot of weapons, including hand-to-hand.
All of this makes Erza an excellent addition to the Fairy Tail Guild. She quickly became one of its highest-ranking mages and was the youngest member to ever
What's a
pass
Jupiter
the
cannon?
S-Class Mage promotion test. An incredibly
Jupiter
difficult
cannon.
gauntlet only the
be
strongest
honest,
and
it's been a
wisest
while
of
since I
warriors
watched
can even
this.
attempt.
It's been a
Speaking
couple
of
years.
achievements, she's
but,
pretty friggin' strong. Don't believe me? Well, here she is, lancing a hole through a giant floating cube.
This cube was about 100 million cubic miles in volume. To punch through it, Erza's lance must have dealt about 16 kilograms
There it is.
of
There's the
force.
defeat right there.
Erza's also fast enough to deflect bullets point blank from a flintlock pistol. Guns with a muzzle velocity of about 540 miles per hour. And that's without a speed boost from her armor.
Right, many of her armor sets grant her stat boosts, increasing her speed, magic, defense, etc. She's survived plenty of destructive blasts, including one that blew up an island. Considering that island's size, that's an explosion equivalent to 2 kilotons of TNT.
So she's sexy, can survive island-busting attacks, and has a shit ton of weapons?
One of my favorite
She's
characters.
basically perfect. Just wish she used a gun or two.
Well, she may have a vast armory, but swapping them in and out requires magic, and she can run her supply down if she's not careful.
So it's just like a mana bar in those fantasy games you always play.
Exactly, though even when she's out of magic, she's still quite deadly in hand-to-hand. Like when she fought her alternate self from another parallel universe.
That happened?
That universe
Yeah.
has a lot less clothing. Sign me up!
But when you're among the best in the guild, you get the job done no matter the limits.
I will withstand any physical pain to protect the ones that I love.
All right, the
All right,
combatants
Chad.
are set.
Here it goes.
Let's end this debate
You going
once
for it?
and for
I'm
all.
still with Zoro, but
It's
seeing
time
her
for a
stats.
death battle!
Erza's a badass now. She really is. Alright, here we go. Of course.
Oh, sorry, lady. Could you point me in the way of the shipyard? I've been looking around for hours.
Aha! You're the one I'm looking for. Come peacefully and you won't be harmed.
Sorry, I'm busy. Maybe later.
Then we'll have to do this the hard way.
I told
I was
you
hoping this
I'm
would be a
busy.
3D fight.
Yeah, but we're moving on. But 8-bit's always classical.
Well, I guess we're doing this now. Whoa! What?
You're coming with me!
I don't know why I'm getting overexcited. They're just
Trick.
starting to fight.
Hopefully she doesn't use too much mana.
Probably.
Why laughing at this?
Oh, you knew we were laughing.
Yeah, it's great.
Adamante. You know, when they announced Zoro, everybody thought it was going to be Roronoa Kenshin he was going to fight.
No, we got this guy.
You are strong,
Trump card.
pirate. But this is true strength!
Oh,
Get
shit.
collateral damage.
Fool.
Oh, no, his
Nothing is worse
durability.
than the loss of life.
Don't start crying, woman.
What?
So much for all that
Oh, cool.
strength
Alright.
bullshit, huh?
Aww.
No. I can do this!
Nah.
I will claim this bounty for my guild! For my strength! For my friends!
Yeah, he set up the badass
Bring it on!
Jesus.
Oh, wait.
You're not the only one who fights for your friends!
Like, here's just hopping on swords like they're nothing.
Oh shit.
It's like that scene in Kingdom Hearts 2. Oh.
Oh man.
Oh!
Oh.
Holy shit!
Now, where the hell is that shipyard?
Wow.
Jesus! Talk about a killer.
Let's see what.
In the past, Erza could react to projectiles flying over 500 miles per hour, but Zoro could move faster than the eye could see. U.S. Air Force tests have shown that a well-trained human eye can consistently spot and recognize an image in 1/220th of a second. So, in this case, Zoro would have had to move from point A to point B, which is about 57 feet, in 4.5 milliseconds.
Damn.
That's close to 9,000 miles per hour.
That's more than 5 times faster than a bullet. Erza didn't really rely on speed anyway, and there's no evidence any of her armor magic could have helped close that wide of a gap.
Speaking of her armor, Erza did have more options in defense and weaponry. Unfortunately for her, she was simply outclassed in damage dealt.
Erza could withstand hits of about 2 kilotons, like the blast which destroyed that island. But Zoro has dished out much stronger blows than that.
Slicing Pika in half, for example, was equivalent to 11.5 megatons. That's about 6,000 times bigger than anything Erza has survived.
Wow.
And while Erza's artificial eye may have seen through Zoro's 9-sword style illusion, it couldn't prevent him from actually attacking her.
She also had that habit of stripping down to clear hard clothing in a bind. Yeah, it gave her more sword power, but at the cost of less defense. This sounded like a good idea on paper, but close-range combat was Zoro's bread and butter.
Erza was mostly self-taught, and while proficient with a blade, Zoro has trained with swords all his life. Even with the greatest swordsman in the world,
I'm still gonna check out Fairy
an
Tail.
up-close
Erza's
duel
still
was
badass.
exactly
True.
what he was looking for.
Yeah, she would
Hey,
be
Damn, but when that shit happened, I didn't.
The
was
winner
like-
is Roronoa Zoro.
Who's next? Who do you think's gonna be next? Come on, something good.
Next time
Something we can look
on
forward
Death
to.
Who we got this?
It's not Deathpool.
Wow.
He's back?
Hey guys, I'm Chad. I'll play Boomstick.
Who's he gonna fight?
Next time, Deadpool is back. Oh, God. It's a little different this time. We're going to be announcing his opponent on the Death Battle cast, which if you haven't heard is a thing. We launched a podcast around Death Battle where we hang out, talk fights, and goof around. It's a lot of fun. Go check it out. Thanks, guys.
Alright, so what do you think?
It was a good battle. I mean, I see why Zoro won, but it's still not fair.
I know, I think, like, when it comes to One Piece characters, they all seem to be, like, OP'd as fuck when it comes down to it. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm in shock. I honestly thought Erza had that because when they showed her stats, but, alright guys, that was it for the video. Leave a like down below if you enjoyed our reaction. If you want to see us react to something else, we're open to suggestions right now because the channel's new. We're trying to get one set up for my brother right now. But right now he'll be doing videos with me here and there when he fucking feels like it.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. I'm on Xbox One. That look me up, Wiser Assassination, gamer tag. I play any first-person shooters to RPGs.
Yeah, and that's Wiser Ass Asian. It might appear as Wiser Assassin is what they say.
Yeah,
it's
but
like.
it's WISER ass Asian.
Alright, and if you guys want to check out any of my other videos, just look down in the description below. I have links to it. And also, feel free to check out my other brother's GoFundMe page to help him recover, because we got a lot of support. Right now, we made over $500, close to $600, and from my last video, when I mentioned it, an anonymous donator donated about, what, $45, something like that?
$45.
Yeah, so big thank you to whoever that was, and stay tuned for the next episode. Later.
Later, guys.